This is the Introduction to Physics and Graphing quiz. The first 4 questions refer to the scientific method, finding the independent and dependent variables, as well as the controls or what is kept constant during the experiment. And so during the unit we did that with the Spaghetti Bridge Lab, and so in this quiz they are to read this situation and answer the questions about the relationships and the variables from that paragraph. In number 5, it's asking them to qualitatively describe the relationship between the variables. So in A and B, I'm looking for them to write a written description of what is happening. So as X increases, Y does this, or X and Y are directly proportional, something like that, and as a written relationship. Number 6 and 7 both ask them to look at the graphs more quantitatively, and so they ask them to write an equation for the graph, so not just y equals mx plus b, but a mathematical model where they replace y and x with the variables on the graph and the numbers of slope and intercept with the numbers that are given. That also includes units. For B and C, they're asked to explain what the slope value means and what the y-intercept means. 7 is very similar to 6, the only difference being the line is going down. So I chose 2 different lines, one going up and one going down, so that they would have a little bit of difference between the graphs. The only difference between 6 and 7 is in 7 right here. It asks them to predict how much water would be left in after a time of 15 hours. So they could use any way to find that out, but the easiest way is to just plug the number into the written mathematical model that they chose to write in part B. The last question is for them to get a set of data and plot a properly labeled and accurate graph on Plotly. They've been doing that in many situations throughout the unit, but I want to see if they are able to do that. I grade that one out of 5 points. 1 for the title, 1 for axes labels, for using a scatter plot, a trend line, and units on the axes labels.